These woods are covered with downed trees everywhere. We had Hurricane Irene here a bunch of years ago, and there was microbursts, and there's just lines of downed trees. You can see right over there, there's still a pile of tangled trees that we haven't cleaned up since last year. So I just wanted to show how an easy way, if you have a machine, to clean up logs like this that are just down in the woods. Right behind us we have a clearing, so we were able to get the skid steer in here. Before we had that machine, we would come into the woods and we just cut the trees up into like 18-inch logs for firewood, and we'd hand carry each one of those logs out. Now that we have the machine, I can cut them into the trees into 12-foot lengths, and then pick them up with the forks, or even better yet, if you have it, a grapple. If I were to do that in the woods, I'd still have to get the machine in here, and then, zigzag the logs out through the trees to get them out of the woods. So, easier way to deal with this is just to drag the entire tree out of the woods, and then process it. So I have a sling here. This is a nylon sling, I think rated to about 6,000 or 8,000 pounds. They're not expensive, maybe about like, $25 to $50 each. And they come in super handy. So what I'm doing here, I wrap the sling around the log. What I'm doing to attach it is really simple. The slings have eyes on each end. So all I'm doing here is wrapping the sling around the log, and then taking the long length on one side of the eye and running it through the other eye. And just, cinching around the log here. Now, when I pull with the machine, this will cinch up and I can drag the log out. Next thing is attaching it to the machine. Okay, so there are a couple attachment methods to the machine that we can use. The one I use most of the time is just using the forks. Simplest, I just kind of drape over one fork and kind of just do this, then go over as many times as you need to, and just slip the eye onto one of the forks, and that's it. Now, when I tilt the forks back, I can just kind of lift and pull out. So I could do that here, but another thing I want to show you is the Clove Hitch. I'm sure many of you already know. Lots of times, if I'm lifting something really heavy, I'll put the forks together and do a Clove Hitch. In this case, I'm just going to do the Clove Hitch right here over this big crossbar that's super beefy and strong. So, to do that, okay, so we get one wrap, and then we're going underneath and over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross over. It's kind of, you can't actually see this, unfortunately. Let me actually do this a different way. I'm going to show you this on something smaller. Yeah, let's see here. Maybe we can do it right here. I'll just do it over these two. Okay. So you come around once, and then you cross over the top here, like so, and then you come through the loop on the back side. Just like that. And that's going to be able to hold plenty strong enough to drag this tree out of here. Lumber out of all the trees that I cut down last year to clear the driveway and the build site of the property here, and milling all red oak right now into 4/4